Welcome back to the highlights of the WTT Champions Chongqing 2025, where a lot of lucky fans got up close with the stars. The fan zone was a big hit, where the world's best players got to meet their passionate Chinese fans. And those fans were sure to get back to the Infinity Arena for the women's singles quarter and semi-finals. The clash between Sun Yingxia and Satsuki Oda stole the spotlight on the penultimate day of action in Chongqing. Facing each other for the first time, it was the Japanese who got the early upper hand, winning the first game. The next two games were tightly contested affairs, as both players traded blows for every point.
What a point.
6-3.
You've got your mouth open, you can't believe what we've just seen there.
But ultimately it was Sun who prevailed to take a 2-1 advantage. Sun's class shone through in the fourth as she took command and closed out the match, much to the delight of the crowd.
Sun Yingxia's title defense intact, an absolutely blockbuster quarter-final.
Meanwhile, Chen Xingtong had been flying under the radar all competition. The fourth seed kept her head down and got the job done. Against fellow Chinese and rising star Kuaiman, Chen was barely tested and quickly raced to a 2-0 lead. Kuai showed glimpses of her potential in the third, however that wasn't enough to stop Chen from progressing.
The push was so good into that deep backhand corner, and Tong is through.
First up, world number 1 Sun Yingxia versus third seed Wang Yidi. With the crowd firmly behind the top seed, Wang managed to block out all the noise as she took early control for a 2-game advantage.
Wang Yidi wraps up the opening game.
Faced with the real prospect of an exit, Sun unleashed her champion's pedigree to stage a monumental comeback, winning the next 4 games. In the second match, it was the world number 2 Wang Manyu against the fourth seed Chen Xingtong. Chen, still chasing her first WTT Champions title, got off to a better start.
Nice attacking play from Chen Xingtong.
Wang recovered to take back the next 2 games and held a 4-2 lead in the fourth before disaster struck for the second seed.
Manyu is going to call a timeout.
Well, Wang Manyu is going to withdraw from this semi-final, which is such a shame for last year's finalist withdrawing injured, which means that Chen Xingtong will make it through to this afternoon's final, not of course in the way that she would have wanted to.
A disappointing end for Manyu as Chen found herself with a chance to finally win a singles trophy at this level. Here's a look at how both Sun and Chen got to the finals. Sun Yingxia had little trouble in the early rounds until she met Satsuki Oda in the quarters. And she needed all her wits as she overcame Wang Yidi in the last 4. As for Chen Xingtong, no major scares along the way, as she was handed her final berth courtesy of Wang Manyu, who retired through injury. With the finalists for the women's singles unveiled, we now turn our attention to the men, where once again Lin Shidong found himself in a tight spot. Here are the highlights from the quarter and semi-finals. The world number 1's road to the last 8 had been uncomfortable to say the least, and against Lin Yunyu he found himself with another fight on his hands. The duo left the crowd spellbound with their explosive plays as they sent the match right down to the wire.
Goodness. Lin Shidong magic. It's so difficult to smash these ones. He's got it back again. No!
Eventually, it was the top seed who crossed the final hurdle and booked his place in the last 4. Third seed Liang Jinquan had an equally tough quarter-final encounter against Felix Lebrun. With the crowd on the edge of their seats, the pair played out a match full of flair that entertained to the very end. In the decider, Liang stepped on the throttle to dash his opponent's spirits and advance to the semis.
And another one to finish. Liang Jinquan with a bit of fortune.
Meanwhile, in an all-Japanese showdown, fourth seed Tomokazu Harimoto overcame Hiroto Shinozuka. Harimoto dropped his third game, but still proved too strong for his compatriot.
One of the rallies of the match. What a point, what a way to wrap up the match.
Harimoto's opponent in the semi-finals would be the formidable Wang Chuqin. Against Swede Truls Mørgaard, the world number 2 laid down his case right from the get-go. Mørgaard had no answers as the southpaw produced yet another masterclass display to secure his final 4 ticket.
Wang Chuqin showing the touch, the feeling, the control, and some of the finest in the game.
And it's the top 4 in the men's game who would battle it out in Chongqing. All eyes were focused on Wang Chuqin as he went up against 4th seed Tomokazu Harimoto. The Japanese took the match to the world number 2 and got rewarded with an early advantage.
Look at the celebrations as Harimoto wraps up the opener. He's celebrating as though he's won the match.
That happiness was short-lived though as Wang surged back to cruise to the final.
No such struggle there. What a way to bring up match points. Wang Chuqin dispatches Tomokazu Harimoto 4 games to 1.
Then Shidong's topsy-turvy journey followed him to the semis. Facing third seed Liang Jinquan, he soon found himself a game down and having all the work to do. The top seed, however, would regain his momentum, storming back to win the next 4 games.
This is what we came for. Lin Shidong through the forehand side of the house. And the backhand does it. He closes the door. The world number 1 moves on to face world number 2 in the final.
And here's how the 2 top seeds got to the final. Wang Chuqin's dominance was on full display at the Infinity Arena. Apart from a slight wobble in the semis, the world number 2 looked unstoppable. A very different look for Lin Shidong as he overcame multiple hurdles to reach the final. The stage is set then with all to play for, but who will reign supreme? The finals of WTT Chongqing Champions 2025 will be right up. Stay with us.